Hey Golf Gang, and welcome to the weekly update, episode 12 on 14th of January UK time of 15:30 hours. So where are we up to? What have I been doing? What I've been up to? Blah blah blah, all that kind of good stuff. Let's start off with the SSF hardcore. I am trying to get to level 90 and to get all 4 ascendancy labs down. Now I did do a video just over an hour. I went to record an hour's long video on my Jug RF, following Pox's Jug RF guide, and I was level 72. I did some maps and hit level 75. Unfortunately, I was very tired at the time, and despite drinking some soda and a ton of water, I did actually fall asleep during the recording, and that meant the recording went on for about 3 hours. I was going to chop, change, edit it, but my IRL time is quite confining and I didn't have time to do that, so that video has been lost to the ether. Where am I at on this one? I'm at level 75, 5 levels. I'm going to go into Uber Lab at level 80, and then it's 10 more levels to level 90, and that will be the challenge done, hopefully, if I don't die. As for the gear, I'm going to go through this quite quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. You can grab this from my profile. Please note that this is solo self-found, it is hardcore, and it is in solo self-found standard, not Sanctum League. So with that in mind, this is my scepter and my gems. If I go too fast, you can always slow it down. Helm and gem setup, amulet, shield, gem setup. I don't need Summon Stone Golem anymore. I just haven't got around to changing it and redoing the links and gems, etc. Ring 1, my 4-link chest and gems. My second ring, my gloves and gems. My belt. My shield charge setup. My boots and my flasks. There we go, that's that done. As for the tree, I did it as close as I could to Pox's. There might be a few passive points I've moved around purely because of my lack of experience in SSF. This is the first time I've really committed to anything in SSF for long term, so I'm not quite used to how it all goes. So there may be a few points that are not quite online with Pox's guide. Side note, I haven't done anything with the hardcore heist character, endless heist character, so there's no need to go into that. Ruthless, I did, this was going to be a trap build, because you can guarantee some traps as you level through, but I got to the level I am, got the vitality, I think it was, re-rolled into a Templar to go ahead and get, I think it's clarity that this one gives you, and that's where I'm at the moment. So I've got Purifying Flame here, I've got Holy Flame Totem here. This is Ruthless, so if you're not familiar with Ruthless, go and check out Shack Central. He has got a ton of information about Ruthless. He's also got a Google spreadsheet which he calls his primer, with a lot of information on Ruthless and what things have changed, etc. So if you want more information about that, head over there. Additionally, Forever Exiled, the YouTube podcast, is hosting a private league next weekend. So if you want to have some fun in Ruthless, you might want to join up with that league. I believe there are prizes up for grabs, but please note Ruthless can be quite hard. This is my wand, gloves, 3-link chest, helm, shield, boots and belt, and that's my Ruthless. I've got my stash set up. I've got no spare rares. I've got 2 and 3 magic items. I'm waiting to level up so I can wear this one. I've got a lot of 3-links just sat there waiting for potentially other characters. I might do a caustic arrow character, so I've got a 2-link bow and a quiver sat there for that. Other than that, I don't think I've had any uniques drop yet. Nope, 0. So not so much luck with that. let's check standard. No, I haven't done any baby heisting for a while, so that character hasn't changed. I have changed my Blade Vortex character because there is possibly there is an error in PoB. I'm not sure local identities team are aware of it, but it's also done in the same in PoE. This character is using Eldritch Battery or EB. However, the tooltip still has everything in mana costs, which is wrong. That should be Energy Shield. And it's the same for PoB. Now, PoB marks down that inspiration generates inspiration charges and therefore is a significant DPS increase for the character. Unfortunately, because I'm not actually spending mana, you don't get the inspiration charges. However, it does reduce the cost of the energy expenditure. I'm not interested in the cost, I'm interested in DPS. This character is a headhunter character, and when I say that, what I mean is until I get 2 or 3 headhunter buffs, this character is severely at risk for dying. So I need the rares to get my buffs and go from there. So before I get the buffs, I need that damage. With that in mind, I swapped out the 2020 normal inspiration, and we've popped in an anomalous cruelty. And when that's up and running, my tooltip is just under 300k with all the flasks running and 10 stage of Blade Vortex. The other thing I've done, I have updated my RF character. I'll go into that shortly, which is made available an Awakened Enlighten that I had on that character. So I popped it on this one, and I've managed to level up Precision by 1 level, and I've got my Divergent Vitality up to level 10 as well, and that's where the Vitality is now going to stay. So I'm hoping to get the Precision up 3 levels to level 10 and have enough mana to pay for that, and that'll be great. So I'm not sure if they're going to have enough mana to level it to 10. We'll see how it goes. Did a few maps on this character earlier today, so I'm almost at level 93, which would be awesome. Nothing else has changed in this character. Go on to the RF character, as I explained. Now, I was doing my own take. I was using Pox's Guide as the base, and I was aiming to go over to Explode. So this character did have Herald of Ash, and it had the Herald nodes at the top of the passive tree, and it had Enlightens all over the place and Mana Reservation all over the place. However, because I hadn't got the full Explode setup, this character was, well, it pants. The DPS was horrible. So I've now switched over to a full Pox Guide, and we've now got a larger circle than we had, doing way more damage. Also, because of the way the Jug RF works in my hardcore SSF, I've switched over to using Shield Charge on this character, so that's fantastic. So what are the changes we've made? We've dropped out our Enlighten, which is now on the BV character. I've added in Defiance banner here on my Aura setup. We've got the skip bot stats the same, Tempest Shield there, got Shield Charge over here. To swap over the helm is ridiculously expensive, and I don't have any Socrates Gems deal 30% more elemental damage essences left. So at the moment I'm still running on the 4-link Fire Trap in the helm, and then the RF in the chest. I do need to swap this over. I am well aware I need to swap it over. It's just having the resources to craft a brand new helm for RF to pop in there, and then switching over the Fire Trap into the body armor. Other than that, I've removed the Quicksilver from this character, because for me the Shield Charge is enough speed to get around and do many Toxic Sewer maps. I held over my Toxic Sewers from last time they were in circulation. I was able to then update them to this version, and so I have got a full map tab of 72 plus all the ones you see here already rolled here, and I can fall back on the 72. in my map tab, so I'm hoping to get all those run before they circle out again in 3.21. I assume they'll go again. But because of that, I don't need Quicksilver to run through that map. So I can shield charge through. Because of that, I've dropped the Quicksilver in favour of a Legacy Quartz for the phasing and immunity to freeze. I'm not worried about immunity to chill because one of my cluster jewels has wrapped in flame. So I'm not worried about being chilled. There are a few passive tree changes. I prefer to have a very high Chaos Res, and this character is Chaos Res capped. And the only way I could do that within my budget is to take this Asylum full Chaos cluster here, and cannot be maimed or hindered, which is amazing. But that does mean it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So rather than coming through here, I've lost a little bit of DPS from not taking these nodes. I've come up and around. That saves me a couple of points. Additionally, I've dropped this point here that I had. That gave me some more points. And I dropped another point or so from some... Oh, I've dropped these 2 points here again, just to make enough space for this. And we've popped it in there. I brought... because I was along here for the Herald nodes and some life and a jewel socket, so they're all gone, as you can see, and we've got the second cluster set up. I brought this off of trade for about 5 divines, I think it was. I grabbed a couple of I brought 1 cluster from trade and then crafted it, and I had a cluster in my stash, so I crafted that. This one I spammed about 5 to 10k worth of harvest juice on the life one, and eventually ended up with flow of life, which I was looking for, and brewed for potency. Brewed for potency isn't that great. It's 1% less than the 25% minimum that Pox has asked for, but it does give you 10% increased flask charges, which is amazing. I popped in a jewel here, normal jewel, which I'll show you in a minute, because I was not any weakness capped on my fire res, and I was lightning res by about 3 or 4. So I found this jewel in my stash. It's got some life from the missing life nodes here. Damage, which is great, and then the fire and lightning resistances, which I needed. In this one, I didn't take a jewel. I took Watcher's Eye for the fizz damage, more fizz damage mitigation, and removing a curse, so invulnerability doesn't bother me. And this one, I ult spammed this medium cluster here. I scoured it, I hit through Orb of Transmutation and hit Master of Fire. And at that point I was like, it doesn't matter what this rolls, I'm going to be using this cluster, let's see. I augged into the regen life, and then I wriggled into Smoking Remains, which is a 30% increased fire damage. I have no idea what Smoke Cloud does, but it's 75% increased damage, so it's actually a really good cluster. Other than that, no other changes on here as far as I know on this character. Everything else is the same as it was before. I've got rid of the Determination mana res that I had there as per Pox's guide, and popped in the reduced extra critical strikes, which leaves me with a whole 2 mana because of the Defiance banner. I'm not sure how I've managed it. I think it's probably because I've got the Watcher's Eye up here with the increased mana. I was able to switch in a Defiance banner, which gives me even more anti-crit. So yeah. Oh, and Aero TV has just released his Ice Shot video. Fantastic. I'll come back to that in a moment. Right, so that's the RF character done. What other changes we've made? Not much has changed on the Explosive Arrow character, other than the fact I run a ton of the level 77 contracts and blueprints I had from running all my yellow missions that transferred over from Calandra, and I got 2 Tempering Orbs. One is sat there, I might use it, I'm not sure, and one is sat in my tabs here to sell. So I was really happy about getting 2 of those from those, which again comes down to me saying eye level of blueprints do not matter. I got 2 Tempering Orbs from eye level 70 to 77 blueprints. Why everyone goes for eye level 83s, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, moving on. So I've done that. I've sorted out. I've started sorting out all the eye level 83 ones, but I gave up because there's a lot of them. Started rolling some heist gear. Because what I'm looking for on the cloaks is reduced alert level and chance to not generate alert level, and then depending on the rogue I want job speed or lockdown recovery. So something like that would be great. I got the alert level, I augged into job speed, regaled, and I got lockdown, so that might be useful. All of these need to be rolled, but I am running low on alts. I've got no annuls left, and I've got no usable exalts left. And my regals are low as well, so I can't roll any more of that gear yet. But it's long term, and I have the time. So that's that little project done. I haven't done anything with my lab runner yet. I did a couple of Uber labs. And they went fine. What I need to do is wait for UberLab to be really good and run that for an hour or so I get used to the build, and then I can run the dedications, the actual eye level 83s, what's being called UberLab, on this character and see how I do. Hopefully the character will survive and it'll be Pog. We will see what happens. Watch your space. On to the Death's Oath character. This character is still in a 3.19 state. This was the first character I logged on at 3.20 league start. So it doesn't have Vol Caustic Arrow. I'm still on Divergent Caustic Arrow, and I'm still on the, in commas, old style of Death's Oath. I'm going to give it until after BPL, and I'll start looking around what other people are doing, and then I may end up changing it. But we will see how it goes. There's so many different variants people are running. I want to be sure on getting a good one before I do anything else, because this is the character that runs my blight maps, which is why I've got no XP, because I died in the last one, unfortunately, which is why we have a cast on death portal. So we've done that. Uniques wise, I got 2 unique jewels. Where are we? Owned jewels. I got Fire Song, so that's a +1, and Immutable Force, which is another +1. So according to my list of uniques, we are now, get it on the right one, down to 53 uniques that I need. 2 are no longer droppable, but I still want them. I'm always going to have every single quiver and bow that is in standard, apart from the event ones, because I'm aware that there are a few event uniques, but outside of the events you can't get them, and all of those events are void events, so they'll never be available in standard. I'd have to actually do one of the events and collect all the uniques on one character, and then just have that character sat, because as long as you don't migrate it out, it'll sit in the Void League for ages, from what I understand. And the replica Forbidden Shaco, which is kind of a dream item really. Other than that, everything else is on there. A fair few of these only come from Uber bosses. However, after my experience of running normal bosses with the RF character, I'm pretty sure I can do a couple of the Ubers, apart from Cirrus, but we'll see how it goes. Down here is the dream items. Now these are all from past race events. They are drop disabled and are legacy, and they carry quite a hefty price. M stands for mirrors. So for this one, Goddess Unleashed is average cost of 500 mirrors. So that is going to be a while before I own one, if any are left by the time I have that much currency. Anyway, so yeah, I've got Wilma's Requital in Sanctum, so that'll come over at the end of Sanctum. So technically I'm down to 52. I was going to go ahead and buy some of the Sirens. I ran 20 or 30 Reef and Coral maps, and got a couple of the cards, but not enough to make a set. So I went to buy it because it was previously 2 to 3 divines before 3.20. It's now jumped up to 10 to 20 divines. These are standard costs, not sanctum costs. So that was a bit disheartening. Divination card collection wise, I managed to collect Ever Changing, the new 3-card disc set. I think gives you Queen of the Forest. So I updated my card list. Now I need 116. However, as these ones here, as you can see, are drop disabled. There's still plenty of those floating around in standard, so I'll be able to pick those up. That's one set. I am barred. I need some for. There's still loads of those around. And now, because of the dual changes, I need 2 energy within cards, so there should be quite a few of those around. These ones in white have not been confirmed where they drop, so it's a case that I've got some, but that is from stack decks. None of these here are up to date. I haven't updated them yet, so I will get round to do that before the next weekly episode. Other than that, gem wise, my gem collection is proceeding quite nicely. I didn't keep a record of any of these. Usually I stick them on my on this character so you can see which ones I've done. We have, oops, excuse me, go away. I have leveled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all alt quality gems to 2020. I have leveled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 default gems to level 2020. I have stolen 6 level 120 gems from my various builds in standard, and this is just my use, so I've now got 8 enlightens unused and they will stay there. They're all uncorrupted. I know I could vial them and potentially hit 420s. I don't like using corrupted items unless I don't have to. Equally, I could also sell them, but I never know when I'm going to need them, so they will sit there until I do. So that's the gems. I think I've covered everything that I've done. Oh no, one more thing to go over. Sanctum progress. Now, I did record a video a few days ago. I was tired when I recorded that video and frustrated and angry, and I'm embarrassed to say that I released that video to the public. It has now been removed from my YouTube channel. It has been deleted from my Twitter timeline, and I'd just like to apologise to my viewers and subscribers that video ever made public eye. One person commented it quite regularly with me, was almost having a conversation via comments, and I was able to go away. I meditated for a bit, I calmed down a lot, and that's when I deleted the video. So I can't remember that person's name, but I know they're a regular of mine, so thank you so much for helping me see the way. After that conversation on the comments, I went along and did a ton of research. I found out I love anything to do with totem or ballista builds. I'm going to call them all totems. And so I respec this character quite a few times, and I couldn't find a build I liked, not on a Deadeye anyway, so I kind of scrapped this character. It's just here as a level 80 plus character. That's a tree it was on. I've put a lot of stuff up for sale. Hopefully it's going to sell so I can get some chaos, so I can invest it in my new build. I've kept a lot of flasks and gems and gear, because honestly I don't know how this new character is going to turn out. So yeah, that's where I am. I'm currently leveling a new character here. Currently in some leveling gear, as you can see with the Ghost Wraith. Few uniques leveling up. But I wasn't sure on what I was going to do with gems, and rather than waste even more currency in Sanctum, I went ahead and did an SSF style run, got through to Act 2, wanted to buy a gem that I thought I needed, needed an ore transmutation, didn't have one, so I transferred using the vendor. I used almost all of my wisdom scrolls to turn them into portal scrolls, used all but one of those portal scrolls to buy an orb of transmutation, brought the gem, popped it in there. I was like, right, that's it, let's check out the PoB I'm working on. I'd brought the wrong gem and I'd wasted all of the chromes I had and all of the resources. So I abandoned that run and I will start it again tomorrow, which is Sunday the 15th, and I will give you my progress next week, which brings me to my comment earlier. Aero underscore AER0 underscore has just released his video on his iShot totem build, so I'm now going to go and watch that video to see how it turns out, because that's what this character is going to be: added cold, iShot and ballista totem. So I'm going to go and see what he's done on his video and then hopefully copy it, but in a way that I can play it, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, thank you for all support, and if you think one of my videos is a big pile of rubbish, please comment and let me know. I am still learning, and I hope to learn, and I promise you I will not be issuing any more ranty videos from now on. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe in Rogue Harbour and in Sanctum. Have a great weekend. If you're in BPL, good luck. I hope your team wins. I had to withdraw due to medical grounds. So I'm missing you all. It's this is the only one I haven't participated in since BPL's been around. So I'm missing it. See you in the next one.